Hi guys, it's Lucy and today I'm going to be doing a bullet journal video, specifically my 2017 bullet journal flip through. I use the Lake Term 1917 as my bullet journal. It's kind of beat up. I carry it around with me everywhere. It's fine, I don't mind. This is the grid notebook, not the dotted one that most people use. So on the first page we have a page for name and address. Now we are at the index and I use it enough. This is a convenient page because I don't have to make the index myself, but yeah. Nothing is here because I didn't feel like it. Now we are on to January. Yeah, it's pretty empty. I don't really use the monthly spreads that much, but I like to make them every month just in case. And now we are into my daily pages. I don't do weekly spreads because I don't need them. They're not useful for me. I just need a place to write down what I'm doing every day. And this is a good way to do it. And since I am a student, I treat this more like a regular planner where I draw out every month at the beginning of the month or like ahead of time so that anything that I might put in a weekly spread, I might as well just put it on the day because it's already drawn out. This has both pros and cons. The pro is obviously I don't need a weekly spread or really a future planner. Cons is that I don't know how my days are going to go, so some days I may not end up using this and like I just have empty pages, which is fine. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, here we go. More days. I say all that. And then I have these full daily pages because I wanted to try something new at the beginning of the year. I took this from the Day Designer planning system where the main parts, there are a bunch of little parts, but the main parts is that there's a time tracker and a to-do list. And I need the to-do list. That's non-negotiable for me. That is the one thing I use the bullet journal like actually for. And I wanted to see if like the time tracker could like help me in some way, if I could like get used to using it. And so I could put my events in the time tracker and like my classes and stuff, so like I could see where my day is going and like how I'm spending my time. And yeah, so I did this for the second half of January, like the beginning of my semester. And then it wasn't exactly working for me. Like I felt like I wasn't using it enough, so I started to like write down my ideal day and like what time I wanted to wake up, like eat breakfast and like things like that. But that didn't, and like I would plan like when I would have a break time, when I would study, when I would eat, like yeah, but that really didn't end up working for me, and I did not end up doing that again. Just wrote my classes down, and then we have the weekend where I didn't do the time tracker because I felt like I didn't need it since it is the weekend. So another like more to-do list like this, and then like I decided at the end of the month that I wasn't going to do this anymore because it just wasn't really working for me. I was barely using time tracker. As you can see, I did not even write anything down for the last day of the month. So yeah, and here we have my first collection of the year. And this is my winter break to-do list for all my like school breaks. I like to have like just lists of things that I wanted to do during the break. So this is that, and it's not always like professional things. Like here you can see that I want to watch Daredevil season 2. I've since decided I'm never going to watch Daredevil season 2, and on the other page is a TV show tracker, which I've since found to be super useful, and I recreated the spread multiple times, and I just like it. I basically write down the TV show, the day that the new season starts, if I'm watching it like live, which all of these shows were. I was watching like as the episodes were coming out. So I'd put the day the show came back from like its break or whatever, because I was doing this during winter break, and then the day of the week that the show was, so I can plan for it if I want to actually watch it live on television, or if I'm watching it online on like Hulu or like the network's website, I could like see when I could watch it. Like if it's Tuesday and I want to watch like say Arrow, which is Wednesdays, I would not be able to see the new episode because it hasn't come out yet, so I could just have this information in my bullet journal, and like as I watch the episodes I cross them out so I know what episode I'm on. And I thought this was super useful. I really enjoyed it. I like the aesthetics, I guess. As you can see, I'm a pretty minimalist bullet journal. Almost everything's black and white. I do add some color here and there, but like I don't spend a lot of time like designing things because I'm not really that artistic. But yeah. Then we have video ideas where I write down like, it's mostly tags and stuff. Like if I want to do a tag and I don't know what to do, like I'll look through this list. My New Year's resolutions, and then my 2017 bookshelf, which is basically just like an aesthetic, I guess, collection where I just write down every book that I read, mostly as I read them, not always as I read them, but I did catch up in the end. And yeah, I thought it was cool looking. I'm doing it again. And here we are in February. And now we are in March, and in March I decided that I wanted to try a habit tracker again. If you saw my last bullet journal video, you might have seen that I try them like every so often because I feel like this is a good thing that I want to do, but I always end up like falling off the wagon or just not tracking it that well. And yeah, and I started this in the middle of the month. I just wanted to track 3 things: when I'm going to the gym, whether I write in my journal, and whether I literally eat a vegetable. I have terrible eating habits, especially since I have moved off campus and I cook my own food. So I try and just make sure I get something green in my body. I'm pretty sure I did eat at least 1 vegetable in 2 weeks. I just never wrote it down, or maybe I didn't. As I said, I have terrible eating habits. And as you can see, March was a pretty busy month for me. Here I did one of those quote spreads. These are fun to do. I think this is the only one in this bullet journal though. I leave space for them and then I often forget to do them since I'm not artistic and I'm a busy person. But I did this one. It says, "Be yourself, everyone else is taken." Here's a test page because I left it blank, probably for a quote or something. Here we are in April. Here's like the minimum how I do future planning. Like if I haven't written my May calendar yet, so I just write like I have this thing due on May 5th. Like I just write at the beginning, like in the extra space that it happens, because this is how calendars work. And then I did this mandala, which clearly I did not have a compass for, but I don't know, I thought it was cute still, imperfections and all that. Here's a doodle page where I doodled. Here's my spring break to-do list. It's very short because spring break is only a week long. Here I got this idea from Cece from Problems of a Book Nerd, and I think she got this idea from someone else as well. But basically, just a tracker to see how I'm doing on my Goodreads goal, and my original goal was 65, and then I just kept going after that because I read more books. But yeah, I colored it in as I read like that number of books, and like the dots represent like 4 books, so like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Then I have my reading goals. I stopped keeping track of this in the middle of the year. I still kept track of my reading goals. I have that statistics video down below, but I just stopped doing it in my bullet journal. We are in May. Here I tried to do the timetable again, but it was once again a failure because it just doesn't work for me. But I keep trying because I feel like it is such a good way to see what you're doing. I just need to find a way that I can actually track it, but one day I will. Here are blank pages because this is finals week / I finished school and I just didn't want to do anything. And yeah, here's my summer break to-do list. And here we have June. And in June I went to Gov Ball, which I have a vlog of, linked down below and somewhere on the screen, and BookCon, which I also have a video of, just sharing. And then this is a collection that I probably never should have made. It was to track my YouTube statistics by month, and I can see how many subscribers I had at the beginning of the month, how many I had in the middle of the month, how many I ended up with at the end of the month, and then how many views I got over the month, and then how many videos, so that I could calculate how many views per video I was getting. And this was a mistake. If you watched the video where I talk about numbers, this was intended to make me feel better because I felt like I wasn't growing. And like, as you can see, like the numbers are different, so I was growing, but it just did not make me feel good looking at like my statistics like that. And it definitely did not help with how I was feeling. And then I started to do dailies like this because at this point, I figured it was a waste for me to plan out like days ahead when I really wasn't doing anything. I had no reason to, so I just did it day by day. And like, as you can see, I did the 6th, the 8th, and then the 9th, and then like the 10th, and then skip to the 12th, skip to the 15th, skip to the 17th, and like things like that. I wasn't planning every day, so didn't feel the need to do that, but yeah. And then I have this blank page, this practice page, because I thought I was going to learn calligraphy. That didn't happen. Here we have July, where I did not write anything down, and then I planned a total of 5 days in July. Then we have August. And for August, I tried to do these like monthly like collections that did not work out for me. I have the mood tracker that a lot of other people have done, and I trailed off at the end here. And then the spending tracker, which I stopped doing in the middle of the month because I realized I was not going to have enough space for the whole month. And then I started to do full page dailies because I was worried that I wasn't going to finish this bullet journal, because as you can see, this is the 8th month of the year and I have like half the bullet journal left. So I decided to just do full page dailies because I'm barely planning anyway, it won't matter. But actually the full page dailies reinvigorated me to plan. So as you can see, I have a bunch of tasks, and like I actually planned most of the days in August, and I did little doodles at the bottom because I wanted to. These are the best flowers I've ever drawn. And yeah, and then I decided that actually I am planning all the time, so I should go back to 2-page dailies when I can. Like if like this day I only did 4 tasks and there was plenty of room, so I just stuck another day there. And then so I go back and forth now. And then here is a readathon collection that I did that I actually loved. I will definitely be doing more of these in the future. This was for the reading quest, and I do have a TBR video and the wrap video that I did down below. But I basically wrote down all the challenges, the books that I wanted to read for the challenges, and this one had like these specific goals with experience points and health points. So I like did like a tracker for those as well, and this was super fun to make. Back to daily pages. And then I left a bunch of pages blank because I thought I was going to use them, and then I didn't. And then I thought I would turn this into a cover page. I didn't finish it. And now we're in September and back to school. So back to half-page dailies. And then I left this blank because I thought I was going to decorate. Did not do that. Another TV show tracker. October, this week that I was actually not in school and I went to a conference, and I decided that I'm probably not going to be planning that much, but I still wanted to have the days there in case I was, and like I did use them for events, so I just made a weekly page. November, I decided I wanted to go do all weekly spreads that were basically weekly spreads with dailies in them, you know. So I have 5 days on this spread so that the next spread could start on a Monday and I could start my weekly spreads that way. And yeah, so this starts on a Monday, weekly spread. I tried the tracker again, a weekly tracker this time, did not work. Clearly. And then I turned it to a notes section, which is fine. And then I did nothing with it because I wasn't doing anything. And then this is the end of the month, and I did another readathon spread because, as I said, I liked the reading quest tracker so much, but I ended up not taking part in this readathon, so it did not get used. And now we are in December, which is the last month of the year. After school ended, I went back to daily pages because I realized I was not going to finish this, and I did not. And then here's a spread that I did to plan for my 2018 planner, just so I know what spreads I wanted at the beginning of the planner and stuff like that, like what order I wanted them and such. And then this is the last spread that I did, which was my winter break to-do list, which has now been transferred into my 2018 planner. But yeah, that's it for this bullet journal. The rest of the pages are blank, except for the last 2 that I was using for notes. And yeah, so I left like about 20 pages or so blank, and you might be like, why don't you use those pages? And I just like to start the new year off with a fresh bullet journal, so that is what I always do, no matter how many pages I have in the end. So like I said, that's the end of my bullet journal. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any opinions about my bullet journal, please be sure to leave a comment down below, or let me know like if you do a bullet journal, if you have some other kind of planning system, I'd love to know. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make more videos. hopefully about bullet journals. Also, let me know if you want me to do more videos about bullet journals, because I kind of want to, but I'm not really sure what I'll do. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!